what to expect for this week crypto market outlook. First day of the new month for April, 1st April, should we see crypto starting to have its relief rally after 5 to 6 straight red candles? Is this the month that we should be looking for? Or is this an April Fool dump? Or is this a fake rally? Or should we see another downwards momentum again? Okay, so what we are seeing right now, okay, a lot of fun as well, getting about quantum computing, and of course, about Strait of Hormuz still yet to be open. So these are the things that are escalating. Okay, and then of course we have the Federal Reserve Chairman Jerome Powell, okay, mentioning that there won't be any rate cut as well. Okay, until he resigns, I think there won't be any throughout the year. So market is really pricing in all these events that is happening right now. Right, so yeah, we can see Bitcoin price recovery at risk. Okay, so more sellers are beginning to sell short, or probably the sellers are exhausted, or the bears are exhausted for it. Okay, so Bitcoin started a recovery wave around 67 to 67.2. Okay, right, and then what else to look for? Rising channel forming with resistance summit around 68.18. So it needs to breach around 70K to maintain that level of support. So for now, it's still struggling. It's still struggling to even maintain 68.8K. Okay, so that is the resistance at the moment. Okay, and it's going to be a tough challenge for Bitcoin to actually push this kind of sentiment. Very, very weak. Okay, retail is not here. The only thing that's pushing in right now is institutions. Okay, so at the moment, the base price will be around 65.5. Okay, then Bitcoin able to settle above 6K. Okay, right. So should we see another drop? That's the most important thing, right? We already suffered a lot since last year, October. Till now, we have still yet to really see the relief rally, right? And of course, hopefully for this month, for the month of April, if all goes well, probably we should see at least 80.5. Okay, so if Bitcoin fails to rise above 68.8, then the resistance zone. So what's going to happen is that there could be more bad news here. Okay, we're going to reject at 68.8K, okay, at the major resistance zone. Okay, most likely there will be another test of the support, 67, and then near support will be 66.8. Okay, so more technicals later on. We'll discuss later for night. Okay, regarding about technicals, okay, where Bitcoin is going next. Then next, we're going to talk about the Strait of Hormuz, Iran. So I think Iran posed restricted a lot of countries, okay, their ships to actually enter. I think they have shut off the box taken. Okay. So should we see normal traffic for this month? This is the most important thing. Where the Strait of Hormuz starts to open back for everyone. Because right now, I think there are a lot of hindrance. Okay, war is escalating, and Iran refused to comply, refused to back down. And of course, the whole world is suffering right now. Oil crisis, energy crisis. Things are getting more expensive. So if you look at your petrol, gas, and diesel, right, everything starts to spike. Okay, and then even like Australia declaring emergency as well. Okay, so even our country also declaring like work from home instead of commuting, instead of driving to work. You know, encourage everyone to work from home if possible, right? So these are the things that's happening right now. Okay, and of course, not only is affecting the economy, right, but the whole global sector. Okay, so yeah, crypto sector, cryptocurrency bettors remain unconvinced that vessel traffic is Strait of Hormuz will return to normal by end of the month. Okay, despite President Donald Trump hinting at winding down. Okay, so a lot of speculation right now whether Donald Trump will back down or ceasefire. Okay, all right. So these are all speculation, but anything can happen. Okay, so if you look at the foreign market, it's showing about 23% chance of normal traffic. So this is not so good. So the longer they close the Strait of Hormuz, the more we're going to suffer, and it's going to cause a major recession. Right? Everything is going to spike. Okay. All right. So Trump says US has nothing to do with the Strait of Hormuz. Okay, so he even suggests that to end the military hostilities run. Okay, I think the withdrawal could happen within 2 weeks or 3 weeks. So let's see if this is going to happen, probably by end of the month, right? So let's see. Okay, so if France or some other country wants to get more, they will go through Strait. Okay, so I think majority of the country are relying all for one as well. So there you can see, right? Some countries are also declaring saving up, right? So all are spiking from other countries as well. Okay, so this I think this is temporary short term. Not sure how long is this thing. Okay, so like I said, for first half Q1, Q2, things are going to be very bearish. Okay, but proceeding for second half onwards, okay, probably June onwards, then probably things will start to clear again. Okay, new Fed chairman comes in, and there could be a high possibility of cutting of interest rates. By then, I think maybe the Strait of Hormuz should be open. Okay, I think everything will be back to normal. So yeah, that is the expectation there. Okay, and then of course another fight in here is quantum computing. How significant, how damaging would this be for the community, especially for Bitcoin? So I think Google released their article, I think yesterday, regarding about their own quantum computer that they can able to crack, okay, by 2029. I think given at least 9 minutes, okay, give the max of 9 minutes that they can able to crack wallets or Bitcoin. Okay, so you can see here, Caltech researchers cut fault-tolerant quantum computing requirements from 1 million qubits down to just 10,000 qubits. That's huge. Okay, right? So Google Quantum AI simultaneously mapped 6.7 billion Bitcoin sitting address vulnerable to quantum and rest attacks. When we talk about quantum computing here, it's not a walk in the park here. It is something to be addressed. It is highly concerned. Okay, if the address is totally dormant, that's where he'll be very, very careful. Right. So that's the thing I've been saying. You don't want to put everything all into one wallet address. Right? You want to spread out. Okay, and then look for other safer alternatives for your PC or whichever, right? Rather than put everything all into one platform, you segregate it, right? So that's the thing. Okay? So the defense that no longer holds. So what's happening? Quantum skeptics rely on the straightforward calculation. So breaking Bitcoin's elliptic curve requires roughly about 100 logical qubits, right? So each logical qubit needs about 10,000 physical qubits for error correction. So every time when the computer starts to crack the code, it needs all these qubits to actually run. It's like brute force, a hacker using brute force to actually gain through your account, your access by multiple tries. So this is something similar like quantum computing as well. Quantum computing is doing something similar like force, but I think it's much more powerful. Okay, so that puts a total hardware requirement at around 21 million physical qubits. Today, best machine running about 6,000 qubits. So this is actually quite dangerous. Right, look at it. So running out of time, I think there are a lot of fun. Okay, so we can see here 6.7 million. 6.7 million already mapped and started. It means Google Quantum AI already target those Bitcoin addresses. They're actually dormant. Okay, so the research identified approximately about 6.7 million. Okay, address vulnerable to so-called at-rest attacks. So this include pay to public key address from Bitcoin's earliest mining, which public keys are only exposed to blockchain. This is not known. Okay, so this is actually quite serious. So by then, I think they have about roughly 3 years from now. Okay, and they have to be really, really quick to actually patch things up. Okay, so yeah, quantum computing running Shaw's algorithm could derive private keys. Okay, from those exposed public keys, drain the funds. There you go. Okay, all right. So many are held in dormant wallets. Okay, including coins widely attributed to Satoshi Nakamoto. Okay, this is really, really bad news. If you look at it, see how quantum computing is really scaling up. Speed, technology, performance, and you are actually running out of time to look at it. So best not remain your wallet dormant, but constantly try to move around. Right? You want to move around, you want to be active with your Bitcoin wallet, right? You're going to put some in the exchange, put some in Ledger, okay, put some in your Web3 wallet. Then you want to segregate out one platform. Okay? That is my take here for this type of risk. Okay. All right. And then of course moving on with the on-chain basis, right? So again, cryptocurrency. So if you look here, this is the simple bands, right? So where are we now? So we can see here, okay, March, okay, we are still rejecting this gray line, which is the 78K, still consolidating, still waiting for a major break. Okay, whether it wants to break up to this create a lower high or will continue to create a lower low. Okay, and then the next band will be the 42K. So here, right? So using realized market cap, I created multiple bands, okay, different from the merchant bands. Okay, all right. So you can see price just broke below the midline, which is the standard for halfway through the bear market, which is common. So the cycle bottom band is reset twice, and it's currently at 42K. A possible cycle bottom price, which I also 42K should be quite decent, stable. Okay, so when are we going to hit 42K again? Probably by Q4. If everything playing according to the 4-year cycle. Okay, so that is the thing here that we can do to benchmark. So metrics like this almost make it look easy. It's the narratives, super cycle, super good. So, yep, what's happening right now? Okay, so now we are moving down consolidation. Then April, we're going to see whether it will continue to break towards the upside to hit a lower high. That is the scenario now for this month. So if scenario to break towards the upside, then it could continue to prolong somewhere around at least until May. Right? April, May most likely create a lower high consolidation, complacency level there, the lower high. And then only before that, it will continue to drop back down. If not, if we drop back down now, okay, and then let's say we hit 42, 50, 42, right? So there could be a high possible chance that we could bottom. That is what two scenarios here, right? If Bitcoin were to break down or break up, these are the two scenarios from my perspective, right? So then, of course, okay, we look at the net unrealized profit loss. Okay, so we see that. So what's happening with the NUPL, nickel chart? So every time when the nickel chart went below the red line, even more, right? What happened? It marks the bottom. Okay, all these cycles as well. 1, 2, 3, 4. Break below the red line, dip slightly, and then another divergence here. And then finally only. So again, we are not nowhere even touching the red line yet. That's why I say we are still long way to go to break down. Eventually it will come. So cycle bottoms tend to form when most participants are underwater. Right? Compared to previous cycles, people remains elevated, hasn't went deep below the red line yet. There you go. So I think probably once you dip below the red line, I think that's where people or those retail gets calculated. Huge calculation. Okay, huge calculation. So let's see. Again, the full chart really tends to be quite accurate as well. If you look at Glassnode as well. Okay. Then of course, talking about all those scenarios as well. What are the worst case scenarios? These are the few here coming from Coinbase crypto. Okay. So some people think we are in the bullish environment. You can see here. Colin disagreed. Why? There are many factors here that we have to take note as well. Okay. Right? Seeing many clear signs of weakening, which is a bad environment for risk assets, especially for Bitcoin and stocks. So sharing our factors that reinforce my view of the long Bitcoin bear market. And this chart's built on the already solid, okay, cyclical reasons to expect one of the significantly strengthened my conviction that bearish conditions will persist, okay, through much of the rest of this year. Okay, so this is chart one, talking about the dollar index, right? USD. Okay, preparing for breakout. Okay, so yeah, also I agree that the dollar index, which is the dollar strengthening, most likely Q1, Q2. So pairs against USD will be weakened. Okay, ringgit, Singapore dollar, whichever that's pairing against dollar now, weakened, and dollar will continue to strengthen based on this economical factor. Okay, you see the stock market is already coming down correction. So that's where our people are parking their money to dollar, right? Even gold also is already down. Okay, that's number one, or silver as well. So yeah, the best place is where's USD, stable, right? That's what people want. Then chart number two, small price spike due to war situation. Also cause another factor again. Then chart number three is what? The first trust natural gas breakout, or natural gas, or okay, oil and gas. And then the funds rate remains elevated and is forecast not drop meaningful anytime soon. There you go. Already told that they are actually pricing in that there will be no rate cut for this year because Jerome Powell is not willing to even cut. Just continue to maintain until he resigned, until his last day, which is on the 15th of May. Okay, so you will see forecast doesn't actually ever show a large drop. You see get a large drop, bet on it. It will happen when markets crack, get a recession. Now this is when the Fed will rapidly drop the Fed's fund rate. Okay, and it's not priced in because the Fed always act. Right. Then chart number 5 here, you can see S&P is rolling over. Other major indices rolling over. Right, already coming down. Correction is there already. You can see it's happening. So that's why you can see a lot of people are actually staying on the sidelines now. And then chart 6, right? Unemployment rate continues to climb. People are getting jobless. Okay, talking about AI, replacing people, taking over their jobs. Okay, right? Companies are leveraging through AI. Okay, so probably less of hiring as well. So yeah, that could be the case, right? Okay. So lastly, even the bear market doesn't move in a straight line downward. It's true, right? Nothing goes down on a straight line, nothing goes up on a straight line as well. It will create a lower high and then continue with a lower low. So rallies will occur along the way. This may sound obvious, but it's worth stating clearly every short-term bounce will cause many to second guess. Right? So every time when you see a relief rally, then all these crypto experts start to say, oh, we are back. We are so back. Okay, this time is different. It's going up for me. And then what happened? Right? Price starts to dump again. And then another one, macroeconomic environment is not bullish. Okay, why? Okay, right? Despite what the opium peddlers say, one common example I think is strategies, okay, which is the STRC will make the bear market shorter. We cannot outweigh all. Now, another thing to take note about MicroStrategy, STRC, so another concern. Yeah, I think they have been shading quite heavily. They're marketing quite heavily. I don't know why. And I'm not really sure how did they actually gain that 11%. This reminds me of Terra Luna as well. Okay. Not sure what's the name of the platform, but it gives you a yield of 20%. I think 20% a year. Okay, by just putting your USDC stable coin into the platform. And then what happened? It collapsed. The thing starts to crack, right? So when things start to crack, everyone starts to panic. So this is also another major concern on MicroStrategy's company as well, the STRC. Okay, I'm really monitoring all this because whenever it sounds too bullish, okay, especially like Michael Saylor, downlines, people that are actually promoting, hardcore promoters of MicroStrategy, okay, believing the Saylor, okay, that will lead the way. That's why you really get. Because people like this, they are just leveraging based on what? Based on trust, based on credibility, right? Because why? Michael Saylor is a CEO, top 500 company in the US. That is how people leverage. But people don't see beyond that. That's the only thing right now. Okay, so that is the dollar index, okay, closer to breakout, which is kind of strong. Okay, so Even our ringgit now, you can see it's like already what, 4.04. I think it's going to hit this 4.1 to 4.3. Okay, US oil is still there, $100. Look at this, natural gas as well, go up. The one here, this is the federal funds rate. You see, it's still there. Then what else? S&P 500 already coming down. Short term now is creating a short-term relief, short-term bounce. Then the what is this, fund rates or rates? Okay, so these are the unemployment rate, right? Yeah. So all of this, okay, will take into account to determine whether the Bitcoin stock market, the risk on assets, okay, we'll see whether or not will it make it for this year. Okay, so all this will affect the progress of the Bitcoin stock market. 6 factors here, take note. Okay, and then moving on next with the airdrop. So for those of you who have been doing a line layer, I think this has been over 2 years been doing this. Until now, they still get to drop. Actually, they already given another checker for this. So I'm not sure why they are again going to give this checker. No TGE did yet, but they allow us to check again. So a lot of people forgotten about this. Even I myself, I have also deleted this thing as well. But I'm not going to have any high expectation. So nothing much to shout about for one. Then next will be Billions Network, postponed yet again, which is already expected. So during the bear market, like I said, they are more focused on building community, building their project, stabilizing their rather than going live or going public. Okay. So going live, going public is where the starts, that's where they want to shield as much as possible, gain more extraction. So you're going to see a lot of this type of delays during the market, not only Billions, but other companies as well. Okay. Even if they are going to launch TGE of their market, they are probably going to maybe release 10%, 20%. The remaining will be not invested. And then, of course, behind the scene, the team is going to dump. So this is the thing here about airdrops right now on the bear market. So during the bear market, that's where you want to build. You want to start to learn about ecosystems. You want to start to learn or to go into the community Discord, try to be more resourceful. Okay, how can we help? That's the thing. Okay, go for events during the bear market. Okay, network with people. Okay, get to know what is the latest project, latest output, certain project, what is the main objective going forward for next football. Okay, next, One Football Club. TGE very soon, which is April 9. Another 8 more days left. So if we're doing this airdrop, I think this is a betting thing, like a prediction market as well. So the TGE airdrop is now already confirmed. So yeah, you might want to check. But again, I think that's incoming. Okay. I might not even claim. There you go. A lot of people are getting disappointed. Does or rearrange does. There you go. So during the bear market, this is the output. Then USD AI airdrop now is live. You can claim. I want to check the post. Okay, and then you want to copy claim. I'm not sure whether this is vested or 100% claim. Okay, so you can unstake. No hopes, especially for ICO participants. There you go. So especially for those of you who've been doing ICO, right? Buying the tokens pre-market, and then now they launch, and then now it's below the pre-market price. Now you have loss. So you have no choice. Either you have to go and hope and wait for the price to go back up, or you're going to be a back holder, right? Or if you are willing to cut, better cut. So that's a lesson learned during this kind of thing. ICO towards the end of the month, especially Q4, right? You don't want to get involved in all this. You might want to start clearing towards Q4 next time. And then next, talk about HX exchange. Okay, so airdrop now is also live. Want to claim market cents. So crypto Telugu got about how much? 658. How much got here? Well, 52 cents. 342. Yeah, 342. Wow, once again, so Airdrop. Once again, not reachable. The top each wallet teams, all fresh wallet. Oh, look like all the insiders are actually claiming for themselves. Right? 2.9 million to 4.1 million. Get all this family first is already expected. Okay. All right. So I'm actually disappointed with the Airdrop. I spent tons of gas. Yeah, there you go. So that's the thing now. I think with this type of momentum, it is actually very discouraging. And people immediately lose interest in farming. So retail is already gone. What's more with the OGs? So OG also get fed up. They probably turn their attention to something else, maybe like AI, probably to make other income as well. Okay, or they probably do leverage trading or whatever it is. Keep them busy. So there you go, airdrops. And then we move on next with the coin market cap. So say 68.4, Ethereum 2.1K, what else? BNB 612, Solana at $83, still not so good. Hyperliquid 36.8. Gainers for today have Algorand 8%, stable at 6%. Venice 8.8. So that. Okay, technicals. Okay, so you're going to see the technical side here for the dominance chart. Okay, so for the dominance, you can see here, for the money cycle, it is already below the middle band. So next level we're going to see is the here at 178. Now we look at the weekly channel here. The weekly is being what? Momentum sell, retreat sell, breaking down. No consolidation size. Okay, so maybe we're going to see this level here. Test and we look at the daily time frame, so see. Okay, momentum sell, retreat sell. So obviously right now the dominance is weakened, but what's the point? The dominance is down. It doesn't mean anything during the bear market. Extreme sell is formed, okay, creating higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, higher lows, right? So it only adds benefit for Bitcoin in this moment, not for alts, right? Because if you look at ETH against Bitcoin, what is ETH against Bitcoin doing? It's still stuck here, right? It's like preparing for a huge launch towards the upside. So we maintain this level of support. So there could be a high possibility that this thing will break up. Then maybe to test back here at 0.04084. Okay. Then we look at weekly time frame. So what is weekly time frame doing? Momentum sell back for the entry sell. So again, ETH against Bitcoin is a downtrend until we break the middle band here. Okay, until we break the middle band here, 0.3160. Then we look at daily time frame. What's happening now? Extreme sell, EW. Lower high compared to previous side. So the next level we want to spread is final boss resistance here. 0.0314. So until then, if you cannot break, then you might want to see lower another breakdown again, which is the band. Okay, or if against we're getting another rejection, is closing down. Look at BTC now. Let's look at USDT first. USDT dominance. I think it's heading down first. So last month closing as a reversal candle. We have an extreme sell candle here. So I'm not surprised if the April month were to go down again. And go down again, probably to test back this level here as well. So you got all those Fibonacci levels, golden ratio 6.9. Then leading up here, now 6.3. Okay, so wise move will be higher highs. Now, most likely will hit a higher low or hitting higher. So that is market. Okay, then on weekly, what's happening? Extreme sell, lower high on the previous high. Most likely, I think we'll continue to test down. Test back here at 7.24%. For dominance holders. Okay, right. So we look at BTC now, 68.5. So Are we going to go up or are we going to remain stagnant and continue? Oh, that's the most important thing. Now we can see this last monthly candlestick, March 31st, closing like this. This is a harsh rejection, and it doesn't look good last week. This type of closing. Then this level right is support, so 8.7. Okay, but there are a lot of support here to take, right? Okay, for this round here as well, the resistance. And then you look at the monthly sell here, it's a bit about 78.4. 78.4K. They will be the level that to watch for monthly. Basic change of direction from sell back time to the test on the entry sell. Okay, so that is the money time frame. Then we look on to the weekly time frame. What do you see on? Right, momentum sell, entry sell, consolidation. I think this consolidation probably again might want to test on the sell first. It's going to be like a hard time to break because we've been test for how many weeks here? 1, 2, 3, 4. And now this is the 5th week. So the 72K is the major level that we actually test break in this level. Until then, I can still bearish. So even if you retest here, there will be another major break until we see something significant. Right? This push, give us some God candle or whatever it is, at least to 79, right? On the weekly. Okay, and then on daily time frame, what do you see? Daily is still downtrend. Why? Momentum sell back, entry sell still at the sell zone, still below the band. It's still below here, 69.8. So if it is still below the middle band, so it's still downtrend. So it needs to break past the 69 or whatever 70K level as support, and then continue again to test this top here, another level of watch, which is 74.8. Okay, another level again. You see so many 69 or 70K, then 74.6. And then if we can use the post above this level of support, then only probably we can continue to talk about 80 to 85 or even 90K. As of now, you look at it, still bearish. Look at H4. What do you see on H4? Right, higher highs, higher lows. This could be an ascending channel, so you have to be very careful. The next level will be there. Next resistance could be here. Will be 69.3, which got rejected, come down. Now it's getting a higher highs, higher lows. So let's see how long can this maintain. But the middle band as well, open the support at 67.3. Okay, look at the 1 hourly time frame also, right? Starting to break down. Candlestick change of direction from buy to sell, back to sell, keep it. So things doesn't seem to really change, but it's still downtrend. Look at ETH 2.1 ascending channel as well. Where if we look at the monthly, it's all extreme lows at the immediate critical level, which is 1785. Then your big entry sell will be 2534. Right, 2534. Look at the weekly time frame, you see momentum sell, back consolidation. So the next level you're going to see is 2219. Okay, 2219. And then on the daily time frame, also you see what's happening on daily. Okay. All right, candlestick change of direction from buy to sell, back for the sell. So if on daily is trying to push above the band, so if you can able to close above for the day, 2.2 at least, or probably 2210, 2212. Then probably you got a chance to at least test this level, 2.3K. So far, overall, it's still struggling. Okay, so we're going to see whether or not can this lower high continue to create a higher high. If not, then the next level will be the middle band or testing this level to support. Okay, so let's look at other alts. So other alts are facing some struggles here. I'm going to look at Algorand. So the Algorand, okay, so for the money time frame, what do we see on the money? pump down consolidation sideways. So we can see here, see retesting on the inventory sell, right? 0.11. Then look at weekly. Okay, so weekly here at the middle band, now trying to break up for now. Now only starting to climb up. Okay, so daily what's happening? Descending, break. So for how many percent here at the most here? 7 cents to 10 cents. That's about 100%. It's about 30%. But 38%. But if you look at the monthly time frame, this is already down like how many percent? $3 all the way to about 10 cents. 96%. So what is your 30% gain from here? It's nothing. So these are just short term. Then Algorand pumped 30%, but already down 99%. Okay, so there you go. Bear market reality. Wow, still being a backholders, still want to hold. Right, so Venice, see here. Let's see this one. 7.1. Oh, it's finally taking off. But is this the right chart? Let's look at similar. Okay. So Venice is looking set to rebound. Okay, so this is also another AI play. Support was at $1. Your last resistance is what here, right? 4.1. And broke on February all the way up now. So I think it's going to be a blue skies hit for this year. Let's see. This year, 5 to the low. Next level will be, wow, $13, the golden ratio for Venice. It's huge. But let's see. I think probably there could be a hiccup there. This will be the resistance now. So it needs to break and maintain the level support at 7.1. And when we look at big tensor tower, right? So I think you can see a consolidation now. So this is going to break 7.2. Okay, look at big tensor tower. So big tensor tower also giving the 326. So if you look on the money time frame, right? Money is still bearish, still downtrend. Right? This is heavily shaped by 𝗧𝗶𝗺𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀. Okay. So middle band is here at 359. Now it's at the sell zone. So this is just a pullback, creating a lower high, then probably might go lower. Then maybe we should see next level is 431. 431, this level here, 481. Okay. Then on weekly, what do we see on weekly? Descending, break, creating change of direction from sell to buy, back, now it's trying to break higher. So the top BB, right, is the level to break above. We're going to see at 350 for the tensor tower. Okay, so the tensor tower, the watch, okay, in a higher high, higher low, and king set to break higher. That's it. Right, so we have a few more. Look at all those old coins as well, like RWA, like Undo. So not sure how Undo is doing. Here. Okay, 27 cents. Look at the monthly time frame. It is bad. Why hit left actually? Right down. Look at the setup. Okay, on monthly time frame. This is the last support. 6% already broke. So now it's this side of support. 5.05 cents. The low was 20 cents. Sell zone re-entry will be about 22 cents. Long way climb. Weekly, you can see what's happening. Momentum sell, pullback re-entry sell, down consolidation, now that's about the sell zone. So again, like all these coins, no matter how useful is your liquidity during the bear market, it is what it is. It's continue to prove again why alts are not fit to survive during the bear market. Okay, but you want to pick the winners during the transition, during the accumulation range. Okay, look at H4 price rejected at the top again, inside the breakdown. overall it's very big for all the alts. So how can you accumulate at this moment? Okay, all these alts are actually bleeding all the way down. So many, all these alts. Okay, Pearl, Hyperliquid, Cardano, Mike, down, Search, down again, everything's down for all those alts. So how can you say we are going to get altcoin season? Okay, with this type of sentiment?